Well, it is time to talk with our next guest in a segment that we call Dog Mom Biz. The incredible Janet Marlow is a dog mom. She is a classically trained musician, a sound behaviorist, and the CEO of Pet Acoustics. She has dedicated her life to exploring the health benefits of sound waves for animals. Janet, we are so excited to talk with you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Can you believe it? Dog Mom's News. I'm so excited to be here. I'm a dog mom, and there's so many people I'd love to share my information with. So thank you for inviting me on.
Thank you, Janet, for making time for us. You have so much wisdom to share with everybody. Tell us about your dog.
I have an English Springer Spaniel named Rigby. He's 9 years old, love of our lives, and he's very communicative. He says, it's my time for a groom. Now it's time for lunch. So I'm well trained.
And you're an awesome dog mom, and you take great care of him. I know that. I imagine you give him the best possible sound therapy out there as well.
It was very interesting. I've just come out with a new product, which I'll share later, called Pet Tunes Pro. And I brought it to the veterinarian to give it to them. And he was very anxious in the exam room. And I said, I'm going to turn this on. And he calmed down, immediately curled up. And it was just so great to see with my own dog.
It's like medicine for us. Sound, really. It's incredible.
So
When did your love for dogs actually begin? How did all of this start for you?
Well, I was actually not allowed to have pets as a youngster because I grew up in New York and we couldn't have pets, but it didn't bother me. I took every stray that I saw and brought them home, and my parents said, I'm sorry. So as soon as I was an adult, I started getting as many pets as I could. And so as a performer, I was always surrounded by my dogs and my cats who would come to my side because they were so profoundly affected by the music.
That is so sweet, Janet. I mean, and you touched on the music, and I find this to be such an incredible part of your story. You're a fifth generation classically trained musician. So what made you transition into creating music for dogs? How did all this come about?
Well, I've always, I've been a performer and in many concert halls, jazz clubs, outdoor jazz festivals. I mean, the idea of acoustics and bridging music to the human ear and the human experience was very much part of my wheelhouse. So that when I had animals involved in my life, I realized, my God, they were just so profoundly affected, much more. I mean, I would work hard as a performer when you're on stage to get people involved in your music, but with animals, it was an immediate experience. I could see their muscles relax, I could see their ears relaxing, and it brought up a lot of curiosity in my interest in researching out how animals are affected by sound. And that was in 1994. I started contacting universities around the world and asked them, could you please send me your information? How does this work for animals? And they were very generous, and they did. One day, my cat Osborne was deeply injured in the woods, and I rushed him to the vet, and I went to sing to him for 5 days because I knew he loved my voice. And you could see his eyes blinking slowly. And unfortunately, when he passed, I just had to dive into this field, and there was nothing out there really. Veterinarians have a page and a half in their textbooks about hearing, and fast forward 25 years, I've become an expert in how animals hear and how it affects their behavior. And for the dog moms out there, it's when they're home, it's all about their ears.
Wow. That's so helpful for us to know, to truly be in tune with them and what they need. And thank you for sharing that beautiful story about being with your pet and those final moments and creating those memories that you'll cherish forever. I mean, that is just incredibly beautiful. And then taking that loss and saying and believing, listening to your gut, I'm on to something here. Music and sound is therapeutic. So I know you've done a tremendous amount of research. And in the pre-interview, we touched briefly on even how with milk production and cows, like that, even that can help them to produce more milk. So there's really science behind all of this.
Yeah, in the 40s, they used to bring radios into the barns during the war, and they would discover that when the classical music stations were on, that the cows would produce more milk. So that studies has already been researched and proven. At this point, I have biometrically proven all of the music for dogs, cats, and horses. And it's been published. It's very exciting. All of my studies are on the petacoustics.com website if anybody is interested. But I just wanted to share this with your audience because I really, when you go from the caveman to the human, that thing, I think I have that for all of my music. So this was my first cassette. And when I first started experimenting with veterinarians and pet parents, I produced this cassette and would go to everybody and say, please, please try this. And the results became amazing. The anecdotal evidence. And then I went to CDs, and those went all around the world. And then I moved on to my most popular, which is Pet Tunes Canine. So what I provide for dog moms is music that is preloaded in a Bluetooth speaker. It's very small, it's very portable. You can go from the home to the vet, to the car, to the groomer, to your mom's house, or anything where your dog will experience stress. And once the music is playing, they will not feel stressed, because I take music and I move into the frequency and decibel levels of music, and I alter it according to the research that I've done, according to how an animal hears. And for dogs, what happens with sound is that a dog will feel pressure in their ear. So, thunderstorms, fireworks, noise phobias, you drop a pan on the floor and they go into fight or flight. And that's what it is. It's all pressure in their ear. And I think hearing sensitivities in dogs, because they hear twice as much as we do, is one of the most overlooked causes of stress and behavior in canine behavior.
Wow.
And I think it's very important to provide that information. I've been trying to educate pet parents all across the world for quite a few years now. And I also provide, if you're not sure how your dog hears, I provide a free hearing test on the Pet Acoustics website, which I developed because there were only two ways of knowing if your dog had hearing. One was the jingling of the keys behind their head, and the other was going to a special veterinarian that offers, electromagnetic impulses. And who can do that all the time? It costs a lot of money and you have to find it. So all somebody has to do, it takes 1 minute, and there are 3 different levels of hearing, and the dog mom can go on there and test and see their dog, and they will get the result on an email. And if there is an issue, they can share it with their veterinarian.
Wow, that is so fantastic. I mean, to think that you came up with a system that works like this, and also with your product, it's so portable. I mean, kudos to you for figuring out like a product that can just go with us. You showed the kind of 80s cassette, which I'm an 80s girl, I can totally jive with that, but I love Janet, how you've been able to move with the times and take this product and help animals in all these different ways. So you are just doing so many cool and exciting things. I do want to talk with you about, these healing frequencies that you mentioned. Talk to us, like, are there any differences with different dog breeds or from animal to animal? You mentioned horses. I mean, I want to know more about this. I mean, walk us through the specifics. Yeah.
That's such a great question. And this is really the nugget of my research. So if your audience can see, this is human hearing.
Yes.
We think we're cool, but let me tell you, we've got very limited hearing.
We're down there.
This is horse hearing.
Okay.
This is dog hearing. And this is cat hearing. Cats hear 3 times more than we do. Dogs hear 2 times more than we do. So I want people to understand that this whole world of animal hearing that we do not experience, they're experiencing all the time. And if you follow a dog or cat's ears, you'll be able to see exactly that they're capturing frequencies in the air. So if the frequency is high, that's great for survival in nature, but in our homes, it becomes a trigger of stress because they can't go anyplace, they can't run, they don't know what to do. So all of that stress goes into their muscles. And so the music is a way of providing the perfect environment for their hearing range, their comfort hearing range, that can release stress and make them feel safe and connected in their environment. And I do that for pets at home and pets in the veterinarian or in the kennel or in the shelter. I do a lot of work with shelters.
That's wonderful. I mean, really, in our homes, since you mentioned that, I mean, there are noises all around us all the time and frequencies from things like refrigerators and appliances. And I mean, we've got all of this going on. So if there's anything that we can do to make our pets feel more at ease and to lower that stress level, why not? I'm sure you see so many stressed out canines.
Yes, I do. And it's very simple. You want to tune into what your dog is experiencing. So for example, if you're home and you know that there's a thunderstorm, definitely provide some music for them. Of course, we would like people to use our music because my music is specifically designed. I'm the only one in the world who does frequency decibel content music. I go into every note that's perfect for a dog and every note that's perfect for a cat. And you can see it. There's videos and lots of research on that. And also you want to make sure that you understand that their world is 1 to 3 feet off the ground, and we live in our hearing 5 to 6 feet off the ground. And so there's all kinds of vibrations that are going on from outside and inside the home. And you can see when an animal is stressed and triggered by sound. And, don't keep speakers down on the ground on the bare floor. That is not a good thing for them. If a truck goes by, I've known Chihuahua clients of mine that, they will hear the vibration of a truck and they don't know what that is because they only have mono. They only know, I don't like it, I want out of here. And they'll jump into bathtubs and cower, for a half an hour.
Desperate to get away from it. Right.
People who live in apartment buildings and they're walking, you're not there, and you're outside and there's elevators and people going past them. They don't know what that is. And so the identifying of danger or that trigger of stress is an unknown to a dog. And again, if you provide them with the sonic environment of music that's perfect for their hearing, it really does work and puts them in a state of calm. And that's what it's all about.
That's so sweet.
I have a new, my latest one, which is just this week, and your audience is seeing it for the first time. Yes. Nobody's seen this yet. This is a new speaker, and it's also music, but now I'm incorporating a multi-sensory light changes. So dogs see blues and cats see greens, and there's all kinds of light. It's very calming for them. And it also has nature sounds. So it's called Pet Tunes Pro.
That is so beautiful. What a wonderful product.
So for me, it's the passion. As you can hear, I'm starting to talk more and more about
that. So great.
But it's the passion of helping people, this one niche understanding of animal hearing and how that triggers their behavior. So if you don't understand, it's not the food, it's not the bowl, it's not the walks, it's not anything else. It could be that they are living and hearing too many high frequencies and low frequencies that trigger their behavior.
Oh, that is so helpful. And just in general, I think that we as humans are so distracted, right? Put down your phones, focus on your dog, look at what they need and observe, and play some beautiful music that will just make their lives and yours better. I'm telling you, Janet, when you held up this new product, which by the way, thank you for making us the first to see it. I just felt my stress level come down about 10 notches. So you're doing incredible things. And obviously I have a lot of questions for you, but we want to share a viewer question, a live question that just came in as well. And we're going to go ahead and put it up on the screen now. This is from Stephanie. And Stephanie asks, just recently, my dog will jump off the couch and run and hide in the bathroom whenever she hears the FaceTime calling sound. Would this be due to a sound wave that she's hearing? What are your thoughts, Janet?
Stephanie, if you're listening, that is an excellent observation. That goes back to this idea of there being a frequency that becomes a pressure in the inner ear of the dog that triggers their brain to say danger. And so that happens, and you want to address that, maybe lower your volume level if you're on FaceTime a lot. But that is exactly what happens for a dog when they're listening to sounds that are in that alert level frequency.
Wow. Are there any similar sounds to the FaceTime sound, or can we make any connections or take it beyond that? Or is it just kind of a sound by sound thing and kind of watching your dog's cues?
I had a dog that unfortunately was in the house when the smoke detector went off, which is completely not good for us, not good for them. And then 6 months later, we were outside and a red-winged blackbird was squawking, and it was the exact same pitch of that smoke detector. And so animals have memory, and he totally freaked out about it because it was the same pitch. So
like a feeling of almost PTSD almost.
Exactly.
That sound triggered an emotion and a memory.
Well, a lot of shelter animals, when they come into a new home, if they've been abused by a male and the male husband comes into play and they may not want to be near that person. And I often consult with people and I say he's going to have to talk in a higher pitch for a little while until the dog learns that sense of safety. So sound is a very profound trigger of behavior.
It is. Wow. Janet Marlow, you have shared so much incredible information today. Thank you so much for your time. You're musical. Do you still play the guitar? Do you still sing?
Love the guitar. Love to entertain my beautiful dog, Rigby.
Oh, Rigby. Do you have a favorite dog song? You ain't nothing but a hound dog? You're fantastic, Janet. Thanks for playing along.
Thank you,
and
Karina.
you're wonderful. We wish you much success, and we thank you for your time today.
You're
Janet
very
Marlow
welcome.
of Pet Acoustics. Take care,
Thank you.
Janet. Thanks so much for watching this Dog Mom News clip. Do us a favor. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more informative and awesome Dog Mom News content. And be sure to click that notification bell too to stay up to date with all our new content in real time. You'll also want to be sure to join us for our live stream each Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.